Hey everybody, it's John. Welcome to the free video. Let's dive in and take a look at the markets and some of our favorite stocks. Netflix just continues to impress. I love that it was up 1.3% today on a day when the NASDAQ was down. This essentially continues to be my biggest long position and continues to be my favorite position going into next week. Let's take a quick look at the rundown of what we've done in Netflix here and what we have. So for this week we had the 610 605 put credit spread max profit, the 630 625 put credit spread max profit, and I thought there was another one. I guess not. We had the 615 calls that we held on to, got some good profits there. So I held on to these, but what I did at the close was then I sold 15 of the 640 calls that expire next week. Now you can see those suckers popped into the close. So I may, I may definitely cap some reward there. But notice I only sold 15. I'm going to let 5 of these run free. And then as it started to surge into the close, I also at the last minute bought 20 of the 625 calls. I hate the premium in that, but what I'm betting on is a gap up on Monday. And I would just, immediately flip those out or sell some calls against it. All right, so for the S&Ps actually chewed down 3 points. I was surprised. I actually thought we'd get a little bit more of a rally today. Now, I had some options on SPX, and at the end of the day, we scraped by on a profit, but what you can see what happened here is, well, first of all, we sold these yesterday, right? Max profit. Call spread, max profit. But then the 2095, 2090 put spread, which we sold here. What happened with this is that it actually closed in the money. So it's not max loss, but we're gonna have a little bit of a loss on that. But all in all, we'll be up. Now, these things actually cash settle, so they just kind of cancel each other out and things like that. But we were a hair's breadth away from max profit on that, and that was a little interesting. It was kind of an interesting day. And if we look at the NASDAQ futures here, you can see that we had that big spike low this morning after the non-farm payrolls, and then after that we pretty much traded sideways here. I actually thought we'd get a little bit more of a pop into the close. It wasn't the case. But bigger picture is that, do we have anything to worry about in this market? It's obviously just doesn't want to go down. The transports today were up, but I want to emphasize that they were up on low volume into resistance, okay? And the Russell was up, and that actually looks pretty darn good. And take that into account with the Qs, which look like crap, and the diamonds, which look like utter crap. You just have a market here, and I can't emphasize this enough, where to rely on the market here is just akin to sticking our head in the sand. If we're going to be long, we're going to be long, strong stocks, hence Netflix, okay? Hence PANW, all right? This has been a lot of fun. We bought this one, bought a little bit of the stock on a pullback, and then we've been trading options around it. So put credit spreads, et cetera, et cetera. But the thing is that a stock like this just doesn't care what the market is doing. And the whole key with the market like this is especially if you own a stock. If you own a stock, you've got to be in stocks where the market just really doesn't care, or they don't care what the market is doing, right? So what do I mean like that? Stocks like MMI, this thing just keeps on going higher. It doesn't care what the market's doing. So part of this, and this is what I'm going to be teaching on Saturday, is I want to find the next $40 or $50 stock before it gets to $40 or $50, okay? And so I'm going to go through the checklist, the scanners, and a list of stocks I've compiled. Now you can see here what I've done is I actually purposely hid the symbol here because these are stocks I'm going to show you on Saturday. So this is one. It's currently $7.20. I think it has the potential to do that. And look at this crazy one. Volume is pouring into it, okay? This often creates a huge, huge opportunity to buy on the next pullback. Right now it's just a $4 stock. And this one is fantastic. $7.52. Back in October, it was only $3.50, and the volume continues to pour into this thing. I'm not talking about penny stocks. And here's another one, good volume, new all-time highs. Look at the volume pouring into this stock. And how about one more for good measure? This is another one that I'm watching that I think when this thing crosses that magic $10 threshold, when the mutual funds and the hedge funds can get in, this could become the next $40 or $50 stock as well. So just as a reminder, remember, this is how we're going to find these things. There are 197 industries, and we're just looking in the top 10, and within those top 10, there are hundreds of stocks, so which ones to pick? You could spend hours every weekend. Okay, and I'm going to show you, the stuff I'm going to show you on Saturday, you can do manually, okay? You can spend hours every weekend, and you'll be off and running, and I'm going to show you that. Or you could just dive in with a few clicks of the mouse. And that's why with this class, we actually put together a scanner where all you got to do is push a few buttons, click the mouse a couple of times, and these kind of candidates will come up for you, okay? And that just saves a lot of time. And instead of wondering like what's the next potential big hedge fund stock, you click a button and bam. And so I'm going to show you how all this stuff works at the Saturday class, and then also for those of you that would like to do the extra training, okay? And just to be clear, there's two classes. The Saturday class is just $297. You learn everything you need to know there. The additional training is $997. It includes 3 days of live trading plus additional strategies on how to trade options around stocks, okay, which is awesome. And this includes the Saturday class, so that's easy. But with this $997, you also get 2 years of the scanner, okay, and that's $1,128. So it's, I guess on the one hand, if you think you're going to have the scanner for 2 years, this is the cheaper option. And then with the $997 option, you may feel like you need one-on-one coaching after this, and with that, you get free coaching as well. Okay, so that's the deal. The website that you have to go to, or the URL, is you have to type in simplerstocks.com/blueprint. It'll take you to this page. If you just want to do the Saturday class and learn all the criteria, great. It's just $297, and that's Saturday, June 6th. If you get this and for some reason you missed it and the class is already over, that's okay. You can still take advantage of the special pricing and get the recording. More importantly, next week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday is when I'm going to do the live trading, where we're going to look for this stuff live, but we're also going to do new strategies around that to create income while you're waiting for these trades to set up. Covered calls, no risk callers, selling cash covered naked puts, and most importantly, using options to manage runaway winners. Okay, because those are always the scariest ones to manage. If you bought a stock at 10 and it goes to 50, the biggest fear is it goes back to 10. Well, you can use, once it becomes optionable, there's specific strategies to use options to not only enhance your returns, but to turn it into a risk-free trade, okay, which is awesome. Anyway, this class is going to be awesome. Simpler Stock, let me make sure that the link's in there. It looks like it might even be cut off, so that would be error on my part. So simplerstocks.com/blueprint. And we'll see you at the class.